quite an interesting young man in the house. He's a filmmaker, and he's been there, done that. He's also done TV, but the thing is, the number of awards and accolades he has received in such a short time is quite remarkable. Desmond Ebuwa in the house. You're welcome. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm a huge fan of you and the show, and it's such a great privilege to be here.
Oh, I know they want me.
I know they want you.
Continue. Well, let's talk about, you started as, you were creating content on TV, and now you've pivoted to film and all that. Let's talk about the process. Why and how did you decide to move into film?
So I started film, I started the media very early. I got into the media at 16 when I got into university in Benin City, and then I moved to Lagos and started producing a TV show on another TV station.
Okay.
But then I've always been excited about the media. But it got to a point in 2021 I decided to start telling stories in a different format because I got really excited about telling stories in film. And I've made it since then. Went to film school, made a few films, partnered with a few friends, and we're here.
That decision to go to film school is something that not many people think is necessary. Why did you think it was necessary to learn the ropes, to actually go to film school and learn to become a filmmaker?
So a lot of the time it's about dealing with your imposter syndrome. So for me, I just felt like I wasn't prepped enough. I had a big career in the media, but then when you're now trying to move to something different, it felt like I wasn't ready enough. And then I kept asking people that, I want to intern on your set, I want to intern on your set. And a lot of people were not giving me opportunities. So I said, okay, it was time for me to take my own film destiny into my own hands. And
wonderful. And that was it. You've gone to like 2-3 different film schools. There's Ebony Life. There's
Factory
and all of that. After all of this now, let's talk about your career as a filmmaker. Let's progressively, how did it move from there after film school?
After film school, I made a short film with my partner, and the film went on to win a couple of awards across Nigeria.
Your very first one.
My very first. So for me, if I'm doing something, it has to be good. So when I was in media, I did it really well. I'm still in the media-ish, but when I'm there, I do it really good. And then now that I'm in film, I really want to make an impact and stay and do great stories that represent.
I like that. What do you think? How Nollywood, is there anything at the moment? There's a time when the complaint used to be funds. But then we've seen with the streaming services, we've seen that incursion, we've seen that there's money. Money has come in some ways, and it's not always the issue now this time around. Now you hear issues of, have they used the money so very well? What do you think Nollywood needs to move to the next level?
I think Nollywood needs real stories. There's a story of you. Your experiences are different from my experiences. The nuances that form you are different from the nuances that form me. But then as Nigerians, we are very hugely exciting people, and we need to reflect those stories on television. Because a lot of the time we try to shrink our stories, and then a lot of people do not know our different histories, do not know the things that excite us. Currently, there's the Igwe Festival in Benin City, and then a lot of young people from Benin City, do not get to experience the beauty of that culture. But now, as an older person, I'm very excited about what that culture stands for, the importance of the festival. And those are the things that makes us as Nigerians. Knowing our history impacts the types of stories that we tell.
Is it about the story in itself, or how the story is being told?
No, I think first is the story, and then it moves to how it's being told. Because when you have, I think we are burned out because of the Lagos story, White Walls story, and then you say, okay, love, something, or Grass to Grace story. But then there are a number of stories. There's a story of a mother who decided to move abroad for greener pastures, so that her children would have a better life, something like that. There are many stories about the Nigerian.
You mentioned something about the Igwe Festival in Benin, and I thought about it. Do we have any big story talking about, for instance, the New Yam Festival in the southeast, or the Go Fishing Festival up north? Those things that we grew up knowing that these things define us as a people.
Yeah, and they're usually, so for example, for people who travel there, there's like a whole life around the experience that month. There's the hoteling, the love they find, the heartbreaks they find, experiencing the festival, the fears of the festival, the nuances of the festival, the myths around the festival.
Exactly.
Those type of things are things that we should tell.
We should. I know much more American festivals than I know of Nigerian festivals. I mean, who told me about Halloween and Thanksgiving. We even have stories about Halloween and all of that, but how many people know about the Argungu Fishing Festival? Wonderful. So, so that means that you are there to actually make a mark, to make an impact. And all. Let's talk about your projects. What do you have coming up on the horizon? What can your fans look out for?
I do not have fans.
For your family, however.
I get what you mean. Just teasing. So for us, we are making a couple of films next year. Top of mind is Of Apples and Trees, which speaks about the relationships between fathers and sons. And I think that it's such an underexplored theme because
it is.
People need to have that conversation about the relationships and expectations between.
We see father and daughter, we see mother and son.
But then father and son.
And son, yeah.
And we're exploring that. And then we're also trying, Nollywood has put us in the place that we also, a number of filmmakers, there's always you always raise your nose when it comes to YouTube to be like, oh, that's not for me, that's not for me.
There's money there.
But now I'm trying to get into the space now.
The money is not here. Let's just keep it on the low.
So we have a couple of films and series going on our YouTube channel. We're trying to build that. We're almost on 1,000 subscribers.
All right.
Yeah, that's basically what we are doing.
Well done. So this is all of us and myself wishing you the best. Keep on doing what you're doing, and I wish you major impact. Well done. Well done, Desmond. All right, that's Desmond. Watch out for him. Has quite a lot of stuff coming up next year. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. We will be back after the short recess.